So super excited to have here with us Eric and Jamie Perkins. They have been custom builders for the last 20 years in North Carolina. But interestingly enough, the business is as much influencer, if not more, than custom builder. So maybe we just start off, tell us a little bit about kind of the business, where you are and how you got here.
So yeah, we're custom home builders in Western North Carolina up near Asheville in the mountains. So we build one-off custom homes. Been doing it for about 20 years. That's a long time. And recently, about 2.5, 3 years ago, we started making videos about what we're doing and posting them on YouTube.
And posting quite a lot of videos on YouTube. Yes, 100%. So I think one of the questions I had, and I think a lot of people had, is what's the difference between just doing social media, doing social media well, doing social media for your business, and being an influencer? What's the difference?
That's a great question. So yeah, everybody's on social media, right? I mean, everybody's got an Instagram, got a Facebook besides Jamie.
I'm working on it. I'm a little technologically challenged.
Yeah. But yeah, the main difference would be, taking it as if it's a job. And a lot of people think that being on YouTube or Instagram in a big kind of way just happens. We've really worked hard. We've produced 409 YouTube videos.
In how long now?
In about 2.5, 3 years. Not including the ones that I deleted because they were so terrible. It only keeps track of the ones you keep. And pretty much post 2 to 3 times a week consistently. And then I've started following up with other platforms to kind of help prop up what we're doing there. So if you want to be an influencer, you have to really work, I would say.
It's a job. It
is a real job. Yeah.
I would say Eric has put in more time actually making the videos, editing videos, dealing with sponsorship companies, and dealing with our marketing manager to have this kind of presence. It takes more hours doing that than it does being on site, actually being a contractor. So the level or the amount of work that it takes, it's a lot. It's a lot.
And I would say we also got lucky. We had one video at some point that just started getting millions of views. And I don't know how that happened. So
how to lay a concrete block.
How to lay a concrete block. Who wants to watch a video about laying a concrete block? Somebody.
A lot of people.
Somebody does.
Apparently they do.
Has anybody watched that video? Yep, there you go, see?
My man Jamie back here.
Yeah.
He's watched it.
So we talked a little bit about how the content that you create is not necessarily the content you're creating to promote your building business and getting new customers, but more to bring in viewers to build your viewership. So what's the difference? What kind of content would folks, trying to build their business do? How might it be different from what you guys are doing?
That's a great question. So like she said, we're not making our content to try to drive work to our real, quote unquote, construction business because we're so small. We have myself, Jamie, Beard Guy, and Florida Boy. They've disappeared.
He's trying to hide.
They're back there. They're hiding.
So basically, we're not doing that to drive business to our real construction business because we're already booked out years with that. So we can't even take on any extra work. So we're just doing the influencer stuff as a separate business. So if you're looking to do something like that, though, my advice would be to make content that you are yourself and you have fun in it. I think that's what's been successful for us.
Yeah, I was going to say just the increase of calls that we get where people want us to build them a house. It is sort of a byproduct of our exposure on YouTube, even though it wasn't our intent. And we get so many calls that we can't handle all the work. If we could, we would love to. We hate to turn down business, but I don't know.
Oh, Jamie's at a loss for words.
I could go on, but I'm gonna pause right there.
Got it. So what's the single most important thing people should be aware of when they're thinking like, should I just do social media and promote my business versus do I have what it takes to be an influencer? Do I even want to be an influencer?
Yeah, so you're going to be looking at a lot of work and a lot of time. I would say we made videos for a solid 2 years without any of those videos getting more than 100 views, which is depressing when you've put hours and hours of work into these videos and you're really proud of them and you put it out there and you're like, oh man, this is going to crush it. This is going to do so good. And then just nobody ever watches it. So you have to kind of have a thick skin. People tend to say what's on their mind. through social media commenting because it's very unanimous. And if you take any of those comments, negative ones especially, to heart, you can really find yourself in a dark spot pretty quick mentally. So we've learned to just kind of take things as they come, not take people too seriously, reply to some people that say comments about what we're doing in a negative way and turn it around. And a lot of times if you respond in a positive way, those people does change their tune. It's interesting.
Got it. And so I think we said, like, don't quit your day job, at least when you start this gig,
do
right?
not. Whatever you do, keep building houses. Yes. Yeah, we did not make one dime. And we do, that's a great question that people had for us. Do we make money by making videos and putting them on social media? Yes, we do. But definitely don't quit your day job. We did this for years, almost at a full-time, like 40 hours a week of work without making a cent, which my wife was like, she was about to divorce me. Seriously. She's like, all you do is work and edit videos. How much money are you making doing that? I'm like, yeah, no, none right now.
So what do you think has made you successful? If any of you've seen the videos, there's definitely a special dynamic between the four of you on the job site. But a lot of education, and if you read the comments, people seem to really appreciate both the dynamic, and the camaraderie, as well as what you're actually showing them. So what's the secret sauce?
I would say the number one thing is just being real. Like every now and then we have people that come onto our job site, they meet us or places like this, and they're like, wow, you're just like you are in a video. And I'm like, yeah. I mean, like it's not like we have a video side of us and a personal side of us. We're just being ourselves. We try to include things that are funny. A lot of guys are on construction sites.
Mistakes.
We include mistakes. We're not trying to appear to be absolutely perfect. We're not. We make our own mistakes. And we try to point those out actually and draw attention to them so that we can maybe help somebody else that is making or has made those same mistakes. We just try to keep it light, have fun, don't take ourselves too seriously. Actually, a really big part of our channel is making fun of ourselves. So if we took that out, I don't know if we'd have any content. But anyway,
A lot of times we know to turn the camera on when we do make a mistake. We're like, oh, if we screwed that up, definitely other people are struggling with the same type of issue. So this needs to get in the show.
For sure.
So you don't try to be perfect, especially on the construction side. You show what you need to fix.
And I don't know how many builders here would say they build a whole job without something drastically bad happening. Is there any hands? Who's built a house without something terrible happening?
Nobody.
No hands.
No hands. No hands.
Yeah, we're not raising our hands either.
Yeah, I'm not raising mine either. Yeah, so pretty much we're out in the woods. We've got our plans. We got a stack of boards. We got our guys. And inevitably, when you get to working and you're flinging this house up and you go a couple hours and you look back and you're like, oh, huh.
Like, for example,
we forgot something in the wall. Or whatever,
the one time maybe y'all can sympathize with this, we built an entire floor system on top of a basement. We got the decking, subfloor down. We're like, yeah, we killed it today, crushed it. Hey, where's the stairs to the basement? We decked the whole thing. There's supposed to be stairs? Yeah, forgot that.
True story.
Get out the Sawzall.
So it kind of raises a good question, which is, are there roles each person on the team plays in terms of someone's taking the video, someone's doing this? How do you get the videos made?
So that's a great question. We all take turns. We have our cameras. Let me pull out my camera.
Yeah, we got all of our production equipment actually is here with us.
All of our production equipment is right here.
If you got one, you got all it takes.
So we own between Ray and Jason, myself and Jamie, about 6 iPhone Pros, and we all keep them in our pockets. We have a couple stands, and we use these because they're very portable. They can be in our pockets, so if we're up on scaffolding, ladders, a roof. See, this guy, he's not going to be on a roof, are you? No, you are.
He says
yes.
Yeah,
he's going to be
been on a roof.
He's like, no problem.
Oh, he is going to be on a roof. Well, equipment like that is great, but it's really hard to get it where you need to be to get shots while you're building a house. You're always in a precarious position. So we all take turns, and like I said, when we see something interesting or funny that's going on, I just say, hey, Jay, video me. Don't do it in slow-mo this time.
Yeah, we all try to contribute some angles. I'll be like, dude, I see a shot right there. Ooh, yes. Oh, we got to, that and this. And they're like, oh, no, that's the stupidest thing ever. And then I set up a time lapse and watch the clouds roll across the mountains for a couple hours till the battery's dead on the camera. and then watch the shot later, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
And they're like, you know what? That was a good shot.
Yeah.
I say, I know.
Yeah. On a serious note, though, we do pay attention to lighting. Notice we have lights in the front of us here, and we try not to stand directly in front of the sun and let someone film with the sun directly behind us. We try to film outside as much as we can so we get good sound. We don't get an echo because we're not using external microphones. We're using the microphone on our camera. We hold the cameras really close to the person talking to the point where maybe it looks funny just so that we can get good audio, because when people are watching videos, the audio is sometimes more annoying. Bad audio is more annoying than bad video to a lot of people. These guys would agree. They're not listening. It's okay.
And I guess, do you ever do anything just for the camera? Is it all, totally natural? What if you miss something good that happens? How do you handle that?
Yeah, so everything that happens in our videos has happened. Every now and then something happens that's so ridiculous that I don't have my camera out, and I'm like, Jason, I know that just happened, but it's about to happen one more time for the camera. So,
it's really hard to recreate something that was super funny. If we missed it with the camera, we're like, you do it again. Sometimes it's not even good enough to keep because you're like, I just did the moment. It just wasn't, you can't reproduce it sometimes.
Yeah, it's a fine line to walk, I guess, where you're still feeling authentic. You're like, this is just dead. It just died on the spot. Yeah.
Hey, let me add to one question you asked before.
Sure.
If you're looking to do things on social media for yourself to promote your own business, I would recommend taking some of that advice of having good audio, having good lighting, making the video as good as you can make it, something that represents you and your company as good as you can with the equipment you have available. Like I said, if you have an iPhone Pro, you have something that is extremely capable. Every video you've ever watched on YouTube on our channel was edited on my phone. It was filmed on my phone, then I edited it on my phone. So if you can pay attention to lighting and sound and a few little things like that, you can make, I'm not going to say professional, but a really nice video so that, if you pay attention to things like that versus not paying attention to things like that, I think it'll represent you and your business a lot better.
And building off of Jamie's example, it sounds like it's worth experimenting with things, right, that you may not have done before. You don't know if they're going to work, but if you don't try it, you'll never know.
Yeah, and so that's great. We film so much more than you see in a video. We will film 400 or 500 video clips for a 15-minute video. And it may not seem like that, but a lot of the talking is covered up by B-roll of us showing what we're talking about.
Wait a minute, B-roll.
Yeah,
B-roll. You're going to have to explain B-roll real fast. What is B-roll? Tell me what B-roll is.
Yeah, so B-roll is a video clip played over top of another video clip. So you're hearing the audio from the video clip you're not seeing. You're seeing the video from the B-roll over top of that. So you can have an explanation where you don't have a talking head like right now that's kind of boring to watch, someone just talking. You have the actual happening while the talking's happening.
It's like when the newscasters switch to the thing they're talking about and they show the crowd at the convention center or whatever is happening, the traffic out on the freeway, that's all B-roll.
Yes, I found it's
filling in the gaps.
It's much more engaging for people to watch.
Well, whatever word you say, you're going to put up an image of the thing you're describing over top of the voice. That's the idea. It's really keeps your attention instead of just staring at a person watching them talk, Yeah.
And maybe your kids are too young, but I have teenagers and they're very useful for the tips and tricks of like, what does my phone do and what are the fancy video type things I should try and time lapse and all of those things they can definitely leverage.
Yeah, my 12-year-old has done a lot of filming for me when I'm at my house. Like, Chase, here's camera, bud. He's like, oh, I was playing a video game. So you can get anyone to film for you. That's the great thing. Everybody knows how to run an iPhone, mostly, except for you.
Some of the things,
Yeah.
but yeah, I definitely need some technical help. So I think the big question on everyone's mind is, are you making money now? How does the money-making thing work with an influencer?
Yeah, so that's a great question. We've gotten that question a lot, and I'll gladly tell you that there is a way to make money making YouTube videos. YouTube is our main platform, and YouTube is owned by Google. You've probably heard of Google.
What's that again?
Yeah.
No, just kidding.
And Google has a thing called AdSense, and it's a way for them to automatically integrate little ads in your video. If you've ever watched a YouTube video, it makes you watch an advertisement. before the video, maybe 2. Sometimes you can skip them, sometimes you can't. So basically, they pay us a fraction of a cent for each time someone clicks on one of our videos and sees one of these advertisements. And we don't know what they're going to be. We have no idea. They put them in automatically. But a fraction of a cent is very little. But if your videos are getting millions of views a month, as we've been doing lately, and your videos have multiple ads because they're 20 minutes long, it really can add up shockingly high sometimes, which is great for us. So, hey, everybody make sure to watch these videos over and over, actually.
I tell people that if they haven't seen our channel yet, go ahead, get to the channel, Perkins Builder Brothers, and then go ahead and watch all the videos that are on there to get caught up. It's only 400 videos ranging from 5 to 30 minutes each. It'll only take you 3 to 5 business years, and you'll be caught up. So,
But you guys did reach a point where now this is more lucrative than the custom building business, yes?
That's correct, yeah. And so we have shifted from every day at work, we have to get such and such framed, to we have to get such and such framed and make a video about it. Because if we don't make the video, we're literally losing out on the thing that's making us more income, the better job, if you will, which is crazy. So we have to change our mindset because we're builders and we like to get crap done. So to stop and film something sometimes is like we're squirming. We're like, oh, this is wasting time. We've really shifted our mindset to where this is work. Filming is work.
I don't know if any guys out there feel like part of your worth is based on how much you can get done. How much can I accomplish? And you got to sit at home on a rainy day and you're like, man, I didn't get anything done. Dang, I didn't do anything today. Well, golly. But anyway, I'm telling you, don't connect your worth with how much you get done every day. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that it is difficult. It's a struggle when we say, all right, we're going to sacrifice getting production done on the job site in order to make the video content. That's all I'm saying. So it's a struggle because we grew up working hard for our dad. He was a builder, contractor, and a land developer. So we grew up working very hard for long hours, and it was painful, and we didn't like it, and we didn't want to ever build anything again after working for our dad. But realized that it was a good job, to work for ourselves, have the freedom to be independent and to be self-employed, although then all the pressure's on you. So trade-offs, right?
So what are some of the things you've learned along the way that are good tips, that you didn't expect? I know one of the things we talked about was you're not just talking to people in North Carolina. You're talking to a global audience. So what are some of those things that are surprising?
Yeah, we quickly realized through comments that what we are doing in our area as far as building codes is not what's happening all around the world. When people started commenting that we weren't doing things right or that wall we framed did not pass code. And I'm like, what? Like, it does pass code, but it doesn't in, say, like Alaska, a 2x4 wall with an R15 high density, bad insulation. That's fine where we live, not fine in a lot of other places of the world. So we've really had to make sure we use the words, this is how you do it where we are, before we say anything relating to codes, for the fear of someone maybe just listening to us and it costing them a bunch of money or something bad.
It is. You do have to be careful about the way you speak because you can't make so many absolute statements like this is the way to do it. Man, if you want to get a lot of nasty comments,
say that.
Just go ahead and say, this is the only way, my way, the right way, everybody else is wrong. That'll generate lots of comments, which actually YouTube likes comments. And YouTube somehow, I'm guessing, rewards influencers that are on there that actually get to generate comments. And you reply back to the comment, and somehow they see that, and they can, I don't know, they like the interaction, and they will actually promote your videos more, and they'll pop up on people's feeds as recommended videos when there's more of that action going on.
That's correct. Yeah, so if you're a fan of an influencer and you watch their video, make sure to leave a comment and leave a thumbs up. That's how YouTube actually knows to promote your video. That's how it knows people like your video.
They call that engagement.
That's right.
Engagement.
Boom.
That is your technical term for today.
Wow.
So what skills are needed to do this? Like, do you have major video production skills? Obviously, you got construction skills, but what's most important?
I think creativity would be the most important thing. Beyond video editing, if you don't have good ideas that are interesting that you think people would want to learn from, or good information, people love information combined with entertainment presented in a fun way. I think creativity and just the drive to share things with other people would be the biggest thing. Then second to that, yes, learn how to edit video, cut things. We cut things tight, we call it. Like we trim the fat from our videos. There's not a lot of downtime. We go from one thing to the next.
I got a good example. Yeah, we try to cut out all the fluff. So when the video starts, you're getting into content immediately. Does anybody out there like to watch a really fast car burn rubber? I do. Okay. Whoever is looking for videos for a drag race knows that a drag race is going to last about 11 seconds. And when you click on a video and the thing is 11 minutes long for one 11-second drag race, you know there's a lot of fluff that is you're going to have to sit there and wait and you know they put it at the end. They're not going to put it at the front and then fluff the rest of it. So what I'm saying is nobody wants to watch that unless they get to the real content, and we try to just load the whole video from front to back with something that's interesting.
It's one big drag race.
Yeah. Oh.
Right?
There you go.
I like it. Why YouTube? Like, how do you think about the different platforms and using them? Obviously, you're video oriented, but tell us more.
Okay, so we started on YouTube because I didn't do any research. And I just started posting videos there because I thought that would be a good place. And now we're on multiple platforms. Facebook is actually a lot of people don't know, Facebook is our biggest platform. We have near 600,000 people follow us on Facebook. A lot of people on Facebook don't know that we're even on YouTube. So it's different groups of people watch these different platforms. From my experience, YouTube is probably the hardest to get a big following, but it could also be the most lucrative if you're doing well.
Makes sense. So where do you want to go from here? What's next for PBB?
Oh, gee. We haven't thought about that yet. I mean, we feel like we're very fortunate and very blessed to be on this path and to be where we are now. We consider ourselves to be already successful. Like, not that we achieved it and we're like, sweet, we're done. It's not anywhere close to that. But I think just continuing on the path that we're on right now is our goal. To continue to grow, to continue to create good content, or what we think good content is, and to be able to make a good enough living to provide for our families doing this in a way that's fun for us, where work is not like dreadful, and it's not terribly stressful, to where we can just continue the long haul. We've been doing this 20 years, building 20 years, and only in YouTube for 2.5 to 3 years. But, it's all about that long haul race. So maintaining a level that you can keep up week in, week out, just ongoing.
Yeah, so super slow wins the race.
Slow and steady. Something about a animal.
Tortoise.
There you go.
Yeah.
Tortoise and the hare.
Makes a lot of sense. Yeah. So, we've been working with you to help more builders and remodelers be aware of House Pro and everything that's in it. Eric, now that you've been using it, what have been your biggest takeaways, the value as you think about it for the builders and remodelers out there and how construction works?
Yeah, so I've been using the House Pro software for maybe 4 or 5 months now. And what I realized is how unprofessional a lot of my communication was with clients before, and how much better it could be very easily. As far as me not wasting time, giving them even just invoices that are very professional, very quickly, being able to estimate materials a lot quicker. And if you watch our videos, there's a lot of little sections about the different features. There's more than I can say right now, but there's pretty much a feature for every problem that I've run into. That's pretty amazing.
I would say, I want to add real quick that people's expectations on the business end of what you provide them is growing greatly, I think. And what we've done in the past, like I said, I believe we would be embarrassed if we actually had to tell you how we presented information or invoices or how we kept business records. I mean, just really low-tech ways of doing it that take more time and look much less professional to your customer.
Yeah, it's not as good to show up with just written down in pencil, and you can tell you erased the numbers a few times of the different billing sections. They're like, oh, wow, looks like you probably erased that one and put a 3 in front. No, I'm just kidding. But so, basically being able to have that professional looking invoice, being able to, have a dashboard where your client can see the timeline of their build as it's happening, when things are going to happen, your subs know when things are going to happen automatically. They automatically get emails instead of me having to call everybody. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, your clients have an automatic documentation by video of everything that happens, but right, most folks, they don't get that production level, so being able to share updates and photos and everything makes a big difference. So I guess what are your parting words for folks here, most of whom aren't going to be influencers but do want to do social well for their business and are thinking about it as an opportunity? What are the biggest takeaways that you have as an influencer to help them with social?
What I can tell you is, for whatever reason, because it's very engaging, I guess, being on social media is where it's at if you want to get people to see you. We went from, getting 1 or 2 phone calls per quarter, someone wanting to build a house, to 10 phone calls per day of someone wanting us to build a house. Now, we only build 2 houses a year. So, that for us is not what we're looking to get out of it. But if you have a way to ramp up your production to keep up with demand, social media is where it's at. If you look going down the road, driving, people are driving looking at social media even. They can't stop looking at it, even if their own life depends on it. It's pretty crazy.
I think the biggest thing we've seen are people like visual updates, right? So whether you're publishing video to your house profile or new projects, right? Just having that kind of constant output on multiple platforms of what your business is up to and giving them that real authentic look. Like we always talk about, it's better to have a photo of you and your team than a logo on your profile because people connect with people, right? I think the biggest thing that we've learned is that's much more effective. A human face, it's so much better to connect with a human face.
That's true.
Than a logo. So the more that you can write about your business in an authentic way, whether it's videos, photos, whatever you're publishing, trying to help people. We have so many people that'll write like, we're a general construction firm doing, but so if you're writing very generic stuff, it's very hard for people to connect with you and for you to differentiate your business. So figure out what makes your team unique and, think about the different ways that you can communicate that and help people connect with you emotionally, not just with some dry facts.
Tell people what you love and what you hate. They definitely connect with that if you're a real person to them.
Super. Thanks, guys. Does anyone have questions for Eric or Jamie?
How do you have time for both?
Oh, good question.
How do you have time for both?
I'll be honest, Eric, I credit Eric for most of the video. I pretty much do it all, but whatever. No, I'm just kidding. Eric is the creator of all the videos and the editing. And he just literally spends a lot of time doing it. Now that we are working at a pace where we can actually have him spend on-site time sometimes editing video or compiling video or communicating with companies that we're talking to, that is helpful. But literally, there's a lot of hours outside of 9 to 5. That's probably the short answer.
Yeah, the short answer was, for a while when we were getting going, I would edit videos from times my kids went to bed, say 8 o'clock at night till midnight. I would get up at 4:30 in the morning, edit video for another 2.5, 3 hours before I went to work, shoot another video during the day, get home, compile it the night after my kids went to bed, and then finalize it between 4:30 and 6:30 in the morning, day in and day out like that. So it was a hard grind for a long time.
I'd say like personal drive and determination is like absolutely key, to just pushing it forward and just being like super consistent in putting videos out, for example, 2 to 3 a week for the last 2 to 3 years and filming every day. Like it's just consistency.
We know there's no university of influencer really out there. So were people helpful about helping you learn? Do you learn from the comments you get? Where do you learn?
We learned definitely from people commenting. We're like, oh, won't do that again, or won't say that again.
Can't say that on YouTube.
Yeah. So, whoops. And then also, when you're in the influencer world, we were lucky enough to have a friend of ours, Johnny Brook, who has a YouTube channel called Crafted Workshop, and he has about 1 million people that follow him. And he just messaged me or emailed me or something one day, and he was like, "Hey, let's get a beer and hang out." I said, "Okay." So he really was able to show us the ropes. And help us avoid a lot of pitfalls that maybe a lot of people would fall into as far as just wasting time.
So people are nice, reach out.
Yeah. And we don't see ourselves as competitors. I don't know if you guys follow any other builder YouTuber people. There's a few of them. There's RR Builds. There's
The Build Show.
folks, and we're not competitors to them. We'd love to hang out and talk to them. Everybody does something different, their own flavor, and for that reason, we're friends. I think we're on a team.
I agree.
Nice to hear. Well, thanks, you guys. This was amazing and
Thanks.
so much fun. Big round of applause here for the Perkins brothers and sharing their experience.